Hello, friends. It has been quite some time since I've been live on this page. Actually, a really long time. Probably since the last quarterly tray. Give me just a minute. Let me make sure I'm live in the right spot. Get my comments pulled up. Turn my volume down. Okay. If you're hopping on, say hi, so I know who I'm talking to. If you don't have a quarterly tiered tray, that's fine too. It's just been a while. I have not been live on here. So in my monthly subscription box, we go live, or I go live in there every month when we do our box. But the quarterly is only 4 times a year, and I have not been live since the last time I did my quarterly. I need to paint more live. I used to way back, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, I used to paint live like weekly. But now I've just gotten so busy that it's hard for me to just stop and like talk while I paint, because now I'm trying to like paint a lot. So I haven't been able to go live as much, but I need to. Okay. So this is the quarterly tiered tray for September. And it is a sunflower set, which is good for really any time. So you can do sunflowers in the fall. You can do them in the summer, spring. I painted mine pretty neutral, so you could technically leave it up all year if you do the same paint scheme. But I just thought it was a good, well-rounded set. Oh, if you hear chitter chatter, that's my doggies. If you're hopping on, say hi so I know who I'm talking to. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Can you hear me? All is well. Okay, it looks good on my end. If you're watching this on the replay, be sure to comment replay so that the other quarterly tiered tray people get to see it too. And if you have any questions after I'm not live, I will always go back and answer them. Okay, so we're going to set this up so that it can just give you a little inspiration or idea of how to do it or what to do, or even if you aren't a quarterly tiered tray person, just to set up a tray. If you're interested in doing the quarterly tiered tray box, all you have to do is comment quarterly and it'll send you all the information. Or sub box, I think. Sub box or quarterly, either one, it'll give you all the information you need. If you hear whining, that's my doggie. He wants in and out, in and out. I'm going to tilt this down just a little bit so you guys can see what's going on here and not so much on me. Okay. Alright, first we're going to start with the banner. As always, I always start with the banner. This is the banner piece. How cute is that? So again, I went super neutral. I went like stained black, white, yellow. So that could be for any time. As always, I always tell people to decorate tiered trays. This is like my go-to. It's called Gorilla Mounting Putty, and it just helps keep all the pieces in place like they stand on their own. So just super helpful. It's also helpful for the banners, so you don't have to fight with trying to get them to stay up. And then the putty just peels right off, so it doesn't really ruin the pieces. So easy peasy. Let me get some putty on these pieces. It only takes like a little dot, like not much at all. And give me just a second. What's everybody up to? What have you been doing? I just cannot believe how long it's been since I've been live on this page. I've been so busy, guys. I should paint live more. I really should. It's just hard to paint and talk. So there's that. So you'll just push the putty. Oh, it's hard to do this backwards. Pushing the putty, except for my putty fell off because I didn't have it on enough. Hold on, please hold. You turn this around. I'm going to try to do it. My tray's not tight. I'm a mess. Okay, I'm going to try to do it towards me and then I'll turn it around. Because it looks like the putty's stuck to the tiered tray, not the pieces. So I'm going to try to hold it up and just stick to it like that. This particular tray was from Walmart, I believe, a few years ago. But I just really like the finish on it. It's like a distressed natural wood looking. Okay, So let me tie this and then I'll turn it around so you guys can see. Okay. Voila. I just think this color goes good with this. Okay. Next. Banner's always first. Use my mounting putty. I got a little piece out here for the other pieces. Let me get organized a little bit. Hi, Emily. Okay, what's next? I'm going to do this round circle. It says, begin with kindness, and has a little sunflower on the side. Again, with the black, white, stain, and yellow. It came with a set of easels. You take your easels, boop, just holds them, and I'm going to put my big circle. I usually, when I do a tiered tray, I try to keep my big pieces even on top and bottom. And some trays are a little tight, so you can't always fit the bigger pieces on the bottom, but this particular one you can. So it's going on the bottom. Okay, there's that piece. And then here's my second biggest piece, Grow Bloom Sunflower. And so I'm gonna put this one, boop. So sometimes if I have a pretty large lip on my tiered tray, I will put something under the piece just to raise it up a little. And it doesn't even have to be anything pretty. I usually will just find a piece of wood. So I have a piece of wood right here, and then I'll put it like this, and then I'll put it up like that to where you can see it more. Obviously you can see that there, but usually I can get it covered. I can cover it with greenery and to where you don't even see it. But sometimes it's just nice to raise it up just a little bit so you can see past the little rim. So I got a little piece of putty on the bottom here, and I'm just gonna lean that up like that, and then I'll try to cover this wood piece with greenery once I get to it. It's really hard to do this backwards, guys, just so you know. I know I say that every time, but it really is. Okay. And my little wood piece is not straight. Okay, there we go on that. My next piece, which is my favorite piece besides the banner, it says, "You are my sunshine." And I just love how that looks. Isn't that pretty? I know it reads backwards to you guys, but it's so cute. So this one's a little tricky because I have this other piece. It's a tag with beads. And so normally when I have beads, I just hang it around over the front. But since this tag is so big, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I think what I'm going to have to do is put it in the back like this to where the beads still show, and then put that smaller piece in the front. So this is where the putty comes really in handy because this tag would not stay on its own otherwise. So this is where the putty is life-changing. Alright, so there's that piece. I know it's hard to see, you guys. And then the last piece before we put some greenery is this one. I'm going to put some putty on it and put it in the front. And then this is when it comes alive when we put our greenery in there. Let me back it up just a little bit. Of course, I knocked over my tag. But the greenery is what makes a tiered tray. It makes it feel full and finished. And a lot of people overcomplicate it, but it really doesn't take a whole lot. So normally what I'll do is I'll get a pick or a big bundle from Hobby Lobby, Walmart, wherever really. So you could get something that comes like this, like in one of these bundles. I know you all have seen one of these out and about at craft stores, but you just need one, and then you break it all apart and fill in your tray. So it really doesn't have to be expensive. The other thing, for people that got boxes, I left your stems on because I didn't know if some people wanted to, if you had something like this or a little container of sorts, and you can make a little bundle up top back here. But I'm not going to do that, but I didn't know if anybody wanted to, so you could make stick it in something and make it actually an arrangement. So I don't want to cut all the stems off, just depending on what people did. But see what I mean? How you could make a little that comes out. So I didn't cut my stems off for that reason. So that's up to you. The bigger flowers, I'm going to cut my stems down to like where there's not much left of anything. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put it to where you see it, which again, this is hard when you can't see very good around what it looks like around front. So then you take, and we're gonna lay, we don't want to cover the words or the pieces, we're just gonna tuck in our greenery. And the other thing when you're doing your greenery is you want it to match. So if I have a white flower here, I want a white flower over here. Or if I have a yellow flower here, I want it like opposite sides. You want to try to keep your tray balanced. And since I have so many yellow flowers, that's what we're going to do with the yellow. We're going to put one yellow on this side. Let me move this out of the way. And we're going to put another yellow up here. It's so hard to do backwards. Let me try to turn it. Okay, so see how we have yellow and yellow? But that's the name of the game, is keeping the balance. And I'm taking this little extra piece out, and I'm going to add a piece of putty. Keep this piece in place. Okay. So balance is the name of the game. Now we're balanced. And I always really try to go up with my greenery too. I always like to put something in the back and upwards. It just makes it look full. This little piece, I'm probably going to break this apart and use it as like fillers, because some of these are too big and I don't want it to cover up the pieces, but I also want it to look filled in, so I'm going to rip it apart and just use little pieces off of it. So again, that's why when I sent the box, I sent it all together for you to kind of just do what you want, but the little stems are so easy to cut off. Okay, I got one flower left. I'm trying to see. Now this is more like some fall colors just because that's what season we're in. But if you're doing this for summer, I would definitely go with the bright yellows. I just added some leaves and some oranges in here for this one. On this one, I'm not really sure where to put this one, honestly. I think I might just keep it back here to make it look full. Okay. Oh, and I still got one of these too. I sent you guys a decent amount of greenery this time, so you should definitely have a way to keep it looking really full, but the greenery is what makes it look complete, in my opinion. Okay, I'm going to move this just a little bit so you can see. Let's see. I can move this. My paper's folding. But there you go. It only took like 5 minutes. So by the time you paint your pieces and you put it on, I think I'm going to leave this one out. This is like a different color to me than all the rest, so I'm not going to use that one. I'm trying to keep with the yellows. And even this one, I think I might put that one there. I know it's hard to see on this camera, but I'm going to take pictures and share for those that have boxes and you can see a little better. But I think I'm going to take that, break it apart, and use it that way. But there you go. That's that. If I can get my piece to stay backwards. There we go. But super easy. And you can use it for any time of year, really. So that's it, guys. Let me see. If you end up having any questions, hi, Amanda. Yes, better late than never. But there you go. That is it. If you end up having any questions, or you have a box and you have a situation, or you need help with something, always message me. I'll share a finished photo on the page tomorrow for you to reference too. All right, guys. Have a good night.